Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are talking about the one and only Turbo. Listen, there is no new news. However, I will be officially creating some type of community where we could all be together and raid Robinhood posts at the exact same time. Um, for me, I was thinking either a Twitter group or I might open up my private Discord just for a certain sector, right? I might just create an open invite sector for the Discord where you guys will just see the turbo posts and etc. And then we can still talk and communicate there. I'm not exactly sure what you guys prefer. I don't know which platforms you prefer. If you prefer being in a Discord or maybe in a Twitter group. I'm not sure if I can even create a Twitter group myself. Like I'm not talking about a DM, but one of those communities. I'll have to see the eligibility, but we are going to be one step closer, and I'll make sure I have the answer maximum by the weekend, right? Maximum by the weekend. I'll make sure I have the answer, whether it's community, whether it's, opening part of Discord or whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, we'll figure it out. But I think at Twitter and Discord are probably gonna be the most two likely sectors. Maybe even the YouTube community, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many people want that necessarily. There's also, yeah, we'll see. We'll see though. We'll see 100%. So there's no news for Turbo. However, there was this where Turbo was most compared to Pepe last week. Now that is great. Those are great signs. That means a lot of people are very optimistic about this coin, and they think this can pretty much not necessarily compete with Pepe, but take over Pepe's market cap when we talk about all-time highs. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think 10 billion market cap is doable, right? That would be 17 cents. I don't remember 100% my exact prediction. I think I said 27 cents is probably where we would peak. Now I get it. We are super low. We are super low right now, but I still believe that things will turn around. And I'm not just saying that to be one of those people that are just believing to believe, but because of the Bitcoin dominance, and because of things turning around in America in terms of inflation and in terms of other things, right? We'll actually talk about this. I have a post saved from somebody, right? And they pretty much just have it all in pretty much bullet point here. So I'm gonna just read off their list, which is pretty much like my list, right? So Bitcoin above 82K, Feds ready to become dovish soon, rate cuts in May. There might even be rate cuts in a couple of days. You never know. You never know 100%. Lower inflation next month. Massive bounce happening March, April. Don't know. That's not 100% confirmed, but we are ending quarter 1. So I do believe April is going to be start of the recovery and the recession end of 2025, 2026. The entire market is reversing. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with this. Even if there's some good signs, I still believe there's going to be a big market crash in 2026 based off previous data. Obviously, we'll adjust everything and we'll see how everything is at the time. I will say this altcoin season definitely delayed. That's why I said, summer, early fall is probably the first pump, and then I think early 2026 would be the second pump if there was a second pump, and then we would crash off because historically, based off all the data, we should kind of crash in 2026. And even just cycle wise, that would kind of make sense. I know things are getting delayed, but there still has to be some type of cycle. Now, before I talk about Turbo, I want to go to this very quickly. Bitcoin dominance, right? Bitcoin dominance. I'll say it again, right? If Bitcoin dominance was going down and our altcoins would be bleeding, that would be a terrible sign. That would just mean the whole market is just bleeding, like Bitcoin's bleeding. We see Bitcoin dominance going higher and higher, right? So that is good. And the faster we just get to, 68 to 70%, the faster things will happen, right? And you know what? The markets have been accelerating really, really fast. Even something like I go to Render. I'm gonna use Render as an example, right? We see Render pumped from beginning of November to pretty much beginning of December very, very quickly, right? It went from 420 to pretty much $12. And then from beginning of December to beginning of March, let's just say it went all the way down. So within like 3 months or so, right? 3 to 4 months. And the last time we were going up and down was early mid March. And then, the reversals were much later. And for me, the markets are speeding up. They just want to correct what they have to correct. Any type of big pullbacks to where they, like I said, they pulling back to where they have to pull back, and then they're going to be flying. And the same thing is with turbo, people. I truly do believe that is the case. I just think some of us maybe misread the situation or misread timings. But overall, when we talk about from point A to point Z, it is still going to happen. It is still going to happen, in my opinion. Also, there are some reversal signs. We are starting to go sideways a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying this is the reversal just yet. It is rarely really hard to call the reversal, as there's only a little bit of confirmation, right? For me to confidently say that we are fully on track is once we're above 0.004, right? Above this, 100%. However, when we are above this, right, this is also a big market structure shift. All we have to do is just make sure we don't respect this order block necessarily. This order block right over here, if I just take this one over here, this daily candle, okay? Gotta make sure we just don't respect it by going up into it and then selling off heavily, right? It's okay if there's a little bit of sell-off. We will get more and more confirmations when there's going to be more lower highs, right? The more lower highs we see getting formed, the more and more confirmation we'll get, kind of like the way we had over here in terms of the bottoms, right? Take away the wicks so we have a clear picture. We can see, right? Bottom, low or higher bottom, higher bottom, right? Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, blast off, right? So it's in the details. Everything is in the details. We just need to see a little bit more in terms of, the big picture. We are also, still in the quarterly candle, January, February, March. So it might take some time. It might not happen this month necessarily, but I do believe it will happen. Things getting corrected is not the worst thing, because that could very well mean, if we are still right about altcoin season, that could mean a big blast off pump, like the way we expected, to happen potentially, in springtime. However, we now, things are delayed, which is fine, whatever. I guess people's mental are booming, but so it's not that fine. But we will have more, purchasing power to make this move now. Because if you guys don't know, it is easier to pump markets super high up when you kind of cycle out, right? And the longer you cycle out, the more bang power there is. That's why XRP was able to go from 30-40 cents and go upwards of $3 in just a month, because it was consolidating for like 7 years, and then it still held a very nice price, and then it's still going to go to a couple dollars. So it's going to be the same thing for turbo, right? We're going to recover very quickly, because we have a lot of imbalance. Once we get above 0.035, this big support zone, we're going to come back up to this zone very quickly, because lots of imbalance. And then after this is going to be a little bit slower, but then we're going to start blasting off. I truly do believe that. Okay. So anyways, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.